On a quiet night in Texas, a trap was set in a devastated field. The bait of fermented corn, sugar, and jello had a strong odour, enough to attract wild boars. The boars had already destroyed the farmer's land, causing $10,000, 0 cents in damage. After weeks of preparation, the hunter hoped the trap would catch a herd of about 20 boars, with a 300-pound female leading the way. The boars were smart, and despite repeated attempts at trapping, they avoided the trap. The cost of trapping boars was high, from $14, 0 cents to $121, 0 cents per boar, and the monitoring was long. Once the trap was missed, the herd learned to avoid it. When the trapdoor closed, 15 boars were caught, a small victory in the never-ending battle. But the hunter knew that other boars were still out there, ready to attack at any moment. How dangerous are wild hogs? Wild hogs can be dangerous, especially when cornered or protecting their young. While they are more likely to attack when they feel threatened, they have become more aggressive as their populations have grown. According to the USDA, wild hogs can carry 34 diseases that can infect humans, livestock, and wild. Some of the most concerning diseases they carry include swine brucellosis, pseudorabies, and leptospirosis, which can all spread to humans and animals. In rare but worrying cases, wild boars have attacked humans. One of the most high-profile incidents occurred in 2019, when a 59-year-old woman in Texas was fatally injured by a pack of wild boars outside a rural area. The incident garnered widespread attention and raised concerns about the growing threat posed by these animals. Since then, there have been numerous reports of wild boars attacking pets and even humans, particularly in states like Georgia and Florida. In addition to trapping, hunting is another way farmers and communities are addressing the problem. In states like Georgia, some people fly overhead in helicopters, spotting wild hogs from above to cover large areas quickly. A single hunt can knock down dozens of hogs, bringing relief to farmers whose crops have been severely damaged. The USDA notes that hunting alone cannot solve the problem, as it often causes wild hogs to disperse to new areas, but it is a practical step for many. Hunters in Louisiana rely on Catahoula leopard dogs to pin down wild hogs, a tradition that is both effective and part of the local culture. The meat from these hunts is sometimes processed and sold, turning a problem into a resource, although strict USDA regulations ensure safety. Instead of going to extreme measures, why not take preventative measures like fencing that provide a more permanent solution to keeping boars out? Farmers in places like Northern California use woven wire fences, often reinforced with buried barbed wire or electric wire to protect their fields. These barriers aren't cheap, costing upwards of $1,000, 0 cents an acre to install, and require regular inspections to repair damage from boars trying to burrow underneath. While no fence is perfect, especially on large farms, it's a tool that gives farmers some control over their land. After strenuous efforts to hunt feral hogs, farmers and hunters often process the meat to create a valuable resource. In states like Texas and Florida, hogs are taken to USDA-approved facilities where the meat is carefully inspected to ensure safety due to risks like brucellosis. This time-consuming process allows farmers to supply lean, protein-rich meat to local markets or restaurants, as noted in a 2023 Smithsonian article. By turning a destructive pest into a product, farmers offset some of the financial losses from crop damage, estimated at $2.5 billion 0 cents annually by the USDA, while providing a sustainable food source. In a vast wheat field in Lavaca County, Texas, the night is rent by the ferocious snarls of wild hogs as they charge through, tearing up the soil and crushing newly planted seedlings. Since the 1980s, these wild hogs have turned the fertile land into a battlefield. Destroying important Texas A&M University crop testing facilities and disrupting research into improving crop yields. They destroyed everything overnight. One farmer, his eyes filled with worry, said, in response to the wild hog disaster that has devastated the Lavaca field, a faceless hunter has emerged from the shadows, determined to protect what remains of the land and agricultural research. Under the dim light of the night, they inspect their licensed rifles according to Texas Wildlife Commission regulations, ensuring each shot is legal and responsible. Night vision goggles are vital tools that turn darkness into an advantage. They magnify light to reveal wild hogs, helping hunters plan accurately. This device not only saves the field, but also saves the future of agriculture, the Texans shared. In strategic locations, light traps attract the wild hogs as an opening move. After more than 2 years of practicing every night, the hunters have honed their reflexes so that every shot in 30 seconds is a hit. Night hunting is more than just a tactic, it's a grueling physical challenge. Fitness is vital for nighttime wild boar hunting. The tactic has taken off since 2019 when night hunting reduced crop losses in Texas by 30%, according to Texas A&M University. But the law is the guiding principle. Without regulation, indiscriminate hunting can destroy ecosystems. Legal awareness helps hunters protect nature from harming it. That fateful night, everything was condensed into 30 tense seconds. Drizzle blurred the night vision goggles, strong winds made the wild boars alert and ready to scatter. Green light from the goggles shone on the herd of wild boars. The countdown clock read 30, 29, 28. The gunshots rang out. Each shot was a life or death decision, depending on skill and weather. The light trap kept the wild boars in sight. When the clock stopped at 29.7 seconds, the world record was born. Knocking down the first 15 wild boars in a single hunt. Have you broken this record? Leave a comment below. Wild boars are an ecological disaster, with females giving birth to 6 to 8 cubs a year, destroying streams and pushing native species to the brink. "We've lost our crops and no one is making up for it," said a farmer in Lavaca. The record is a ray of hope, proving that night hunting protects livelihoods. Advice for would-be hunters: be physically prepared, know the law, and keep an eye on the weather, as rain and wind can ruin your plans, experts stress. From the fateful 29.7-second record moment in Lavaca, Texas, an inspiring story was born, not only of the hidden hunter, but also of the fields that were revived. Farmers who had lost sleep because of the destructive sounds of wild hogs now smile on the land they farm.
Thanks, Art. Got him.
Night hunting, contrary to the stereotype of cruelty, is a strategic solution protecting crops and ecosystems. The record is not a glory, but a symbol of perseverance and responsibility. What do you think about night hunting as an act of protection or a fierce challenge? It opens up a new perspective not only of confronting wild hogs, but also of protecting livelihoods and the environment. Who will be the next to venture into the darkness to continue this story? Two wolves remain a serious problem in the Wyoming wilderness, wreaking havoc on sheep ranches. Each sheep attack cost farmers $200, putting them in dire straits. Nationwide, these attacks are estimated to cost the economy more than $30 million annually. In response, more than 60,000 people have joined protests, calling for the government to take drastic action to address the problem. If you are a farmer facing this threat, what would you do to protect your livestock? Share your solutions. As wolf attacks became more serious, farmers were forced to find more drastic solutions to protect their sheep. More than 70,000 people took to the streets to protest and demand a quick solution from the government. As a result, professionally trained hunting dogs combined with GPS technology tracked and chased away wolves for farmers. In just 3 months, attacks dropped by 60% and more than 3,800 wolves were knocked down, giving farmers new hope. However, strict regulations on hunting licenses were maintained to ensure the humanness and safety of hunters and animals. While effective, baiting can attract unrelated animals, adding to the hunter's risk while hunting. Some hunters believe that preparing carcasses is a way to gain more time to approach wolves without interrupting the hunt. If you are a hunter, are you in favour of this approach? Wolf hunting in Wyoming is always stressful. Hunters not only use bait but also make use of a rabbit-like device, invented in 2008 by a group of local hunters. This device attracts wolves more effectively than carrion because it accurately imitates the sounds that the animals cannot resist. However, wolves are very alert and quickly detect hunters in their natural environment. Therefore, hunters must disguise themselves carefully, wear dark clothes, and remain silent to avoid being discovered. While dealing with wolves is a serious issue for farmers, another silent threat comes from the red fox. In states like Oregon, where over 3,000 chicken farms operate, red foxes have been wreaking havoc for more than 10 years. Each year, farmers lose thousands of chickens to these nocturnal predators. The problem is particularly severe because fox cubs dig burrows near farms, making it harder to control the population. With chicken farms sprawling across the area, foxes thrive on the abundance of resources, leaving farmers in a constant battle for survival. In areas like Montana, hunters are legally allowed red fox hunting. But in places like California, strict laws prohibit hunting without the proper license and carry fines for non-compliance. Hunters use .22 or 223 caliber rifles to quickly take down red foxes. The license limits hunters to a certain number of foxes in a season, no more than 5 red foxes. Daytime red fox hunting is important because nighttime hunting disrupts the delicate ecosystem, especially near farms. Red fox hunting at night can endanger other animals. Wildlife management in the United States is a complex balance between protecting livelihoods and preserving ecosystems. Solutions like hunting dogs, advanced tracking tools, and regulated firearm use help mitigate the damage caused by invasive species. However, Debates continue over alternative methods that could minimise harm and foster coexistence between humans and wildlife.
Woo!
What do you learn in each hunting experience with mousefarm? If you are a hunter, after watching this video, you will see the responsibilities of American hunters in dealing with and preventing wild animals to protect the farm. See you in the next content. Tanzania's Silurus Game Reserve, spanning 19,300 square miles, pulses with life. Elephants track, crocodiles prowl the Rufiji River, and a 6-year-old male lion, mane thick, stalks the grass. Able to crush buffalo or outpace hyenas, he rules as the savannah's top predator. But today he's not the hunter, he's the hunted. What happens when the king of beasts becomes the prize? In Tanzania, lion hunting is legal, strictly regulated, and controversial. The Tanzania Wildlife Management Authority, TAWA, oversees the process, issuing 21-day hunting permits that cost thousands of dollars. Only male lions over the age of 6 are allowed to be targeted, a regulation designed to protect young lions who are vital to the stability of the pride. In the blistering heat of Tanzania's Selous Game Reserve, where the dry savanna stretches endlessly from July to December, a lion hunt is no casual affair. The rules are strict. No night hunting, no shooting from vehicles, just you, a government-approved guide, and a baited trap to lure a male lion over 6 years old. But when the moment comes when that 400-pound predator steps into view, mane rippling and eyes locked on the bait, the right firearm makes the difference between success and disaster. For a clean, ethical knockdown that complies with Tanzania's regulations and the CITES permit ensuring sustainable hunting, professional hunters rely on big bore bolt-action rifles. The most common choices are calibers like the JAP 305 H&H Magnum, 416 Rigby, or JAP 458 Winchester Magnum. Why these? The double 375 H&H, a favourite for its versatility, delivers a 300 grain bullet at 2,500 feet per second, capable of penetrating deep into vital organs. The regulations sound strict on paper. Hunters must submit detailed documentation, including proof of the age of the lion and the exact location where the lion was hunted to prove compliance.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Violations of the regulations, such as shooting a lioness or hunting at night, can result in hefty fines, confiscation of your trophy, or loss of your license altogether. Tower encourages local communities to report illegal hunting, tying it into broader conservation efforts. But even with these protections, is that enough to justify knocking down a lion? For Tanzania, lion hunting is more than a sport, it's a business. The Sellers Game Reserve, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, spans 19,300 square miles, and hunting blocks within it generate significant revenue. Between 2008 and 2011, lion hunting alone brought in nearly $2 million 0 cents annually, part of a broader $75 million 0 cents from trophy hunting across the country. Proponents argue that this money funds conservation, protects habitats, and supports local communities. In rural areas near Celis, where poverty is rampant, hunting revenue builds schools, clinics, and wells. Without it, locals might turn to poaching or retaliatory knockdown when lions attack livestock, or worse, people. Lions in Salus are more than majestic predators. They are a force of nature. A single lion can bring down a cow or a goat, destroying the livelihood of an entire family. Between 1990 and 2005, lions attacked humans in Tanzania, but thankfully none were serious, usually in rural areas near the Salus Game Reserve. These attacks, often occurring at night when lions hunt with precision, have caused fear and outrage. Lions also have no idea whether they are being hunted legally or illegally. They do not understand CITES laws or age restrictions. To them, a dead prey animal is simply food. A hunter's bullet is a sudden death blow. The loss of a dominant male ripples through the pride, leaving lionesses and cubs without a leader to protect them. Yet in Salus, lions are resilient. Their numbers bolstered by the vast size of the reserve and strict anti-poaching patrols. In the scorched desert of southern Arizona, the San Pedro River was once a green haven teeming with wildlife. By the 1990s, it was a ghost river, dry most of the year. Its wetlands wrecked by overgrazing and a fur trade that nearly erased its beavers. These buck-toothed builders, once so common that the river was nicknamed Beaver River, were hunted out by the 1920s for their pelts and castoreum. But in 1999, Arizona's wildlife folks started bringing them back, releasing 15 beavers into Cochise County's parched streams. By 2006, over 30 dams and maybe 100 beavers had transformed the place. Dry gullies became ponds, wetlands bloomed, and birds like the endangered willow flycatcher surged by 50%. The river flowed longer, even during droughts, saving ranches and reducing wildfire risks. But beavers don't just build dreams, they can stir up trouble. Their dams flooded fields, swamped roads and turned pastures into bogs, ticking off farmers. By 2010, beavers were chewing through cottonwoods faster than they could grow, threatening orchards and shade trees that old timers cherished. In 2008, a flood wiped out all 30 dams, though the beavers rebuilt fast. By 2019, their numbers crashed to a handful. Some blame mountain lions, others whisper about illegal poaching, a grim nod to the fur trade days. So, how do you keep these beavers in check without wrecking their good work? First up, there's the beaver deceiver, a clever tool catching on fast. It's a sturdy PVC pipe or sometimes a big drainage tube, slipped right through a beaver dam. The pipe lets water flow quietly without the rush or noise that'd tip off the beavers to plug it back up. This keeps water levels low enough to save nearby fields and roads from flooding, all while leaving the wetlands, those life-giving ponds beavers create, untouched. Ranchers are all for it. No need to tear down dams or butt heads with nature. The Bureau of Land Management's been setting these up since the 2000s, especially around farms where folks want to coexist with beavers, not chase them off. For bigger problems, like when beavers overbuild or chew too many trees, trapping steps in. From November to April, Arizona's regulated trapping season lets licensed hunters use specialized gear to catch beavers, harvesting fur or castoreum for perfumes. It's about balance, not wiping them out. Relocating beavers is an option, but it's pricey and rare. Strict rules prevent a repeat of the 1,800 fur trade frenzy though. Overtrapping could still harm the ecosystem. By 2024, San Pedro's beaver count hit 11 to 14, but with deceivers and careful trapping, the river stays lush. We just gotta manage them right. Using guns this way is counterproductive. First, it's a legal mess that puts poachers at risk of fines or worse, especially given Arizona's strict wildlife laws. It's reckless, and bullets don't just hit beavers, they can ricochet and hit nearby animals. Plus, stray bullets near the US-Mexico border, where the San Pedro River runs, add to tensions with concerns about cross-border smuggling, like the gun trafficking lawsuits Mexico has filed against Arizona dealers. So here's the question, if you were a rancher who lost a crop to a beaver dam, would you pick up a rifle or trust humane equipment to keep the floodplain safe?
These approaches have been great at stopping the spread of some invasive species. Got any ideas for even better solutions? Drop your thoughts in the comments so we can all dive into it together. Thanks for sticking around and watching the whole video. If you liked it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And hey, be sure to tell your friends about us too so they can check it out. Bye and see you in the next video.